All right, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another Black Desert video. So today I wanted to talk about the items you can use for exchanging for contribution points and silver. There's probably a lot more, but I picked some of the notable items that people have. And this has been a question that I've been getting, like what should you do for contribution points and everything. So I kind of wanted to run over some of the most important items I picked over here and how to get them, which ones are the easiest, and what you should do. So with the revamp lately with Gathering, I wanted to talk about that as well. But if there's more items, generally the rule of thumb is get the items you need, and then followed by silver or contributions, whatever your goal is first. All right, so let's start with the Gathering Fairy's Breath, because this one actually got changed with the whole revamp a couple of weeks ago. And you can no longer exchange them for sharps, but Gathering has a higher drop rate for sharps. Whether that's a better or not, I think it's better when the event is off, because I've gotten a lot more. So it's overall a good change. So with that said, now that there's more exchanges for this one, I think that for most people, Roughstone has always been a item that is hard to get because people don't like going all the way out to Sandgrain Bazaar to gather Roughstone. But now that this is an exchange, it's a very good option. But if you're looking for the most amount of silver, it's probably either going to be Fruit of Nature or Trace of Nature. Probably Fruit of Nature, simply because there's a very important alchemy items and cooking, I guess. But mostly alchemy, I believe. And so anyway, yeah, if you want the most amount of silver, probably Fruit of Nature, followed by Traces. And you actually do get a lot of these with Gathering. So if you need contribution points, this is also a very good option as well. I believe the soft cap is like 600 for contribution before it gets insanely, like, you have to be a full-time life skiller to go past that. Not even close to it. But yeah, this is a very good one now. And my recommendation would probably be Fruit of Nature, followed by contribution points, and then anything else you need. Because if you're gathering, you get these naturally. All right, Witch's Delicacy. You get these from cooking, and it's just byproducts. And I would say for the most part, contribution XP is the way to go, and cooking XP. Otherwise, milk, if you actually do a lot of meal crafting or just cooking in general. But you do get a lot of these as well. I feel like it's not as much anymore as Gathering, but one is like kind of AFK, semi-AFK, one is actively. So yeah, contribution or milk, very great options. Next thing we have is the Blush Leaf. You get these from farming. When you harvest your crops, you get these now. So here's what you should do with them. If you are going for tier 9 horses, like let's say you're a new player and you just need them, the Stonetail Fodder is a very good silver option, or if you use it. Otherwise, for the past like multiple years, I've just been using these on contribution points, trying to push mine up further, helps with Imperial Delivery and everything. So yeah, I believe they are going to change how farming works, or at least the timing in the upcoming patch. So if you're watching this like a month later, you probably are feeling the new effects. Basically, farming is going to take longer, but you get more byproducts and materials from it. So whether that's a good thing or not, I have no idea. We'll figure that out. Like, they already disabled the fertilizer in the for farming, so if you've been using that, you can no longer use it. Discarded glass bottles. This is for you get these from fishing, obviously. Now, this one is actually kind of difficult because it has a few good options. So one, silver keys right now are very expensive because you can exchange silver keys for gold keys. And to show you, I believe they are basically max price. The reason why is everyone is going for the Gathering Treasure item, the Star of Nostos, and you just get a lot of them from Gathering procs, so that's why it's all the way up. So this is actually a very high value item for silver right now if you're going for it. Otherwise, if you need tier 9 materials, is this conch seaweeds and the contribution points for fishing XP, which is basically irrelevant for fishing XP. Contribution is always nice. But for this one, I would highly recommend just using it on silver keys. This is like straight up better than the other ones. And if you're going for contributions, just go gathering or farming every day, everything else. Mysterious Catalyst. This is from Alchemy. I personally think that it really depends on what you are crafting. So if you're like a full-time alchemist, you just get the ones that you need. I would probably say the hardest one is probably or more expensive in a way is Powder of Darkness, and then or Powder of Earth, depending on the prices. But other than that, it's just another contribution XP turn in, simply because leveling up your alchemy is a little bit harder than the others, simply, or like cooking at least, because you can't mass cook, or you can't mass alchemy the same way you can mass cook, which is a little bit slower. But like once you're in the gurus, you already are at max proc essentially. So yeah, for this one, get what you need first, like whatever your bottleneck is, which I don't think is really anything. Could be clear liquid reagents, but realistically I don't think that is. So contribution points for that one. Next thing we're going to talk about is these coins. Now you get them from doing quests in the morning light, or you also get a majority of them from doing your party shrines, solo shrines, like these things, the black shrine stuff, weekly rewards. Now this one is interesting because I personally use mine on the what is it, the strange and beautiful herb thingy or rice or whatever. Let me just show you. Where is it? Yeah, I exchanged these, or I exchanged these coins for these. These turn-ins make the miraculous herbal medicine. So if you are a gatherer, you basically use these once a day on cooldown every 22 hours. And so, like, it's a lot of silver if you turn them in. But also, like, you only get so many a week. So that's what I do. I think if you're going for max silver, it's probably the strange and beautiful herb in the middle town, and that's what you can do with it. Otherwise, I know a lot of high-end PvPers, they're making those iridescent Mewa thingies for like the Adania fights and everything. Very situational use, but I think for a majority of people, if you want max amount of silver, is herbal medicine craft, which is this one. You get these and it's really easy to make. But yeah, these are actually worth something if you have like literally tens of thousands of them because you had no idea what to make. Make the herbal medicines and either sell it or use it. I think either way you're making fat profits off of it. Hunter's tokens. If you do any sort of hunting, you probably have a bunch of these. Wait, actually there's one more. Do I have it? Yeah, these wild sparks. I think black gem fragments right now are at like an all-time low because everyone is gathering for the treasure item. So hunting XP and contribution points is also a very good option, simply because hunting, you kind of have to go out of your way to get to Guru, and leveling it. It's not that leveling hunting is hard. It's just it's a little time consuming. So if you don't really like it and you just want to boost your thing up, just use the wild sparks on it and boost your hunting level. Other than that, the hunter's token, I would probably exchange for, let me see, it's either spirit pouch of the ferocious beast for the tier 9 materials or the concentrated black gem, whichever one is valued higher in silver on your server. So I would just kind of look that one up, but there's really two options. Parry the Leaves. Now this one you can get from grinding places in Kama Sylvia, or like grounded down in that region. And if you were going for tier 9 horses, I believe the Rumbling Earth Shard is probably the best one. So let me show you what they are. It's used to craft a Krogdalo. So this one, Wind Shard, is this one, or the Earth Shard. Now you use these to craft the Krogdalo thing. So let me show you. I think I have a few of them. Yeah, these are 22 mil, but you need like 25 of each of them. So like the math kind of checks out. But if they're sold out on the market, that's what you do with them. Otherwise, Deep Blue Hoof Roots are the most like value silver wise. So yeah, that's about it. Next, we have the latent boss auras. This one depends on the market price of memory fragments for you. And at least here on the NA server, it's better to just get any boss armor and then sell that. Not the weapons, but any armor. Just check the price of whatever your armors are on your server. But generally, even after market tax and everything, you're going to be making more off the auras. And finally, these are the event seals that you get from watching Twitch streams. Like, you know, just watch 2 hours, get the thing. These are pretty good. I personally use them for the Cron Stones. But if you haven't already got the once per family ones, it's just a free bunch of like outfit boxes, maids, blessings. So, and like one-time things that are really good. They should probably renew this because this has been the same one for the past like 3 years or so, or even more. So either way, it's free Cron Stones, just literally watching content creators or on Twitch and everything. So yeah, there's probably a lot more things that I forgot to cover, but I think these are the most important ones, plus the Wild Spark that we talked about. So yeah, generally, if you're trying to boost your contribution points and get like more for Imperial deliveries and everything, I would say probably farming is something you do every day. Cooking, gathering nowadays, depending on if you need it or not. Those are probably the 3 fastest. Alchemy part 2. Discarded bottles for silver keys and exchange those for gold keys. Coins for miraculous herbs if you do a lot of gathering, or these are just straight up like 500 mil, even more maybe, probably. And then everything else is whatever is the most amount of silver on the market. With that said, just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. This is a quick video. A lot of people have asked me, what should you exchange these things for? And ultimately, the answer is whatever you need. So, anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a fantastic day. And if you're new to your channel, hit that subscribe button. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about next week. We got a bunch of interesting content, new world boss and everything. So, yep, that's it. See you guys later. Peace.